All right, we are back with another Prize Picks video. This one is going to be for Thursday Night Football. We got Jags versus Saints. Should be a close game, or at least that's what the odds are saying. Looks like the Saints are -1.5 favorites here, but not thinking too hard into game script. Kind of wanted to preface that with this. More just going based off the analysis and what I kind of think is going to happen. If you're new here, we've been crushing these videos at least one a day, usually multiple a day. And this channel is almost a month old. It'll be a month old tomorrow on the 20th. And we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Try to get us over 1K. Can't believe how quick this is growing, and just having a lot of fun and a lot of success along the way. But yeah, let's jump into some of these picks. I'm going to be attacking this poor Jaguars defense. So we're going to start off with Olave, and we're going over his fantasy score. You could look at his receiving yards, definitely a poor passing defense. But I'm going to look at his fantasy score. If you look at the past 5 games here, he has gone over in 3 of those 5 games. And in this game, he barely had any yards. He had a touchdown, though. So he has the touchdown capabilities along with getting those yards. This is his page on Outlier here, looking at his receiving yards. Looks like it's 62.5 on Outlier. So a little discount on PrizePicks. 112, 86, 104, 96 in this game. And then this was a game that they couldn't get too much going against Tampa Bay. And this is just a very good passing defense in New England. So not too surprising there. I think he gets this line pretty easily. I could see him getting 15 plus. And I'm seeing the projections that are showing up on projection models, and even other sports books have this line higher. So I'm really liking his fantasy score. And again, just to kind of highlight the actual statistics here, they give up 281 receiving yards per game, this Jaguars team. So 29th ranked, almost dead last. So I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities. Obviously, the targets are there, and I think he corrals a bunch of receptions and gets there for us. And not only Olave either. We're going to double him up. We're going to go Kamara as well. We're not going to go to his rush yards or receiving yards. We're actually just going to go to his receptions. And again, we already kind of looked at how poor this defense is in terms of giving up yards. So definitely going to kind of attack that. You could go to almost any of these receivers, even the tight end. But we're going to just look at these 2 for this video at least. Let's jump into his receptions here, 4.5. I will say the odds are for favoring Kamara to go under this line pretty heavily as well. But I'm looking at the data here. You got receptions, 13 of 14 receptions to targets here in this first game against Tampa Bay. Obviously coming off the suspension, didn't get there against New England. They didn't, they couldn't get the passing game going too well in that game. And then 7 of 8 against Houston. So he's been in the dump pass game. Those short passes. I think he is not getting many yards at all. Just it's almost like he's running the ball off a little reception. So 33 and 36, even with those huge reception numbers. So I'm liking what I'm seeing there. I'm liking what I'm seeing over here. 30th ranked, 25.3 receptions allowed. And then if you look even farther into it, and you look at running backs specifically, and go to receptions, Jaguars are ranked 28th. So they give up 6.5 to running backs, or receptions to running backs. So I'm doubling them up. The odds are kind of not favoring this. The over is the under is a -130 of this 4.5 line. So just keep that in mind if you're someone that just goes strictly off the odds. Kind of going against the grain in that direction. But again, I'm liking what I'm seeing in the analysis and the analytics in the matchup, and I'm riding with that. So Olave and Kamara, kind of the New Orleans combo here. Let's jump into, we're going to go into one more New Orleans pick kind of on the outside of things, something I'm not too familiar with, but again, the odds are just screaming to go for it. We're going to go to Alontae Taylor here, tackles and assists. Definitely feel free to just not do this one if you don't want to, but I will show you the reason I'm doing it. Again, I don't know. I'm not tracking tackles and assists whenever I watch a game, but this website does. So let's jump into just see what they have. Over 3.5 is at -135, so the odds are favoring this one, and he's gone over this in 5 of 6 games, so just really liking to see that. On top of that, he's got 2, let's call them green stats here, meaning they rank giving up a lot of tackles, giving up a lot of assists, so in both of those categories. So just really liking to see that. Taylor's been able to get this line pretty consistently this year, and going up a good matchup as well. So I'm liking Taylor over as well. I'm going to add that to the slip. That will be kind of the 5th extra one. Let's get into another one here, Ridley. We're going to go to his receiving yards, and we're going under. 51.5. I think Christian Kirk's line is the same if you wanted to look at him as well. I'm favoring Ridley's under here. Now there is, I think there's no Zach Jones. I think that is confirmed now, but let's just jump into Ridley's page. Yeah, I'm seeing the little injury tag coming up. Zay Jones. Looks like Zay Jones is going to be out. It is interesting, though. The games that Ridley has gone, this is long versus reception. Let's go to receiving yards. The games that Ridley has gone over, so he's gone under this line in 2 of 6 games this year. The games he has gone over against Buffalo and against Indiana are the games that Zay Jones played. So very interesting there. Maybe Zay Jones was getting coverage that allowed Ridley to get open more. But he has been under this line in 4 or 6 games, going up against not a very good, but pretty solid passing defense in New Orleans. So really good defense just overall. Ranked 5th, so it is really good. 197.8 receiving yards allowed on the year. So I'm favoring Ridley's under. Again, no Zay Jones, but I'm kind of seeing it as a plus because he was in these 2 games. So just something to keep in mind for sure. Maybe more of a scary pick just because unders kind of always are. You're never really rooting for an under, especially if you're watching the game. But again, I'm based off analysis, based on what I see and the matchups, and I'm liking Ridley's under. And then last but not least, I like the kicker prop here. Let me just go see which one it is. See if we can find the kickers here. Kicking points. Okay, looks like they don't have the Jaguars kicker. Okay, if the Jaguars kicker comes up at like 6.5 kicking points, I definitely look at that over. Let's see if we can find him on here as well. Who is the kicker? It's kicking points. Yeah, McManus. So let's look at McManus here. If he comes up, he might be on fantasy, or he might be on underdog here. McManus. He is an underdog, so I'm going to take that over on underdog. Looks like I kind of highlighted it. So on underdog here, you can definitely look at these plays on underdog as well. But we got Chris Olave at 10.75. The underdog scoring is different. It might be half PPR rather than PrizePicks. Yeah, it's half PPR rather than PrizePicks PPR scoring, which is why this is a little bit lower. So I can do Chris Olave here, Kamara here, Ridley, and McManus. All you can go, put that in right now. 20 for 200. Yeah, go ahead and put that in. But I'm liking McManus here. I'll show you the page. 2023 has gone over in 4 of 6 games. And again, just going up against a team that gives up a lot of kicking points. Maybe the Jaguars come down the field, but they can't get it done in the red zone and have to kick a few of these. You could also look at his field goals made if he has one. I'm assuming it's 6.5. Oh, he does have one. This is a better play. The 1.5 field goals made is definitely a better play, I would think. So just look at that McManus line as well. If it pops up on PrizePicks, definitely look at that. Let's see if he has a field goals made line here. He does, 1.5. So wasn't really prepared for that one, but I did see it before filming and wanted to give you as many picks possible. So this is going to kind of be the recap here. Chris Olave over 12.5 fantasy score. Going up against a good matchup in terms of defense, giving up a whole lot of yards in the air, and potential for getting in the end zone as well. Kamara, same thing, specifically to running backs. They're ranked like 4th. Overall, they're ranked like 3rd or something in terms of worst in the league, and giving up those passing receptions and total yards. So really liking that. Taylor, we went over his analysis. Ridley, we're liking the under. And then McManus over 1.5 field goals made. So that's going to do it. Hopefully we make some money on these plays. Again, should be a close game. We expect, not expect anything, but we're hoping that New Orleans maybe is a little bit behind and they're throwing the ball a little bit more. But anything could happen in this close spread. So that's going to do it. Peace out.